Sometimes the grass isn't greener on the other side. It's green where you water it, and we water the grass here.
Tell us what it was like being at the dunk last night.
That was the most chaotic environment I've ever been in my life.
Friartown is Titletown tonight.
Here's Pip, guarded by Gillespie. Steps back, spins, fires! Woo! Pip gets!
Who run shit like me? Top 5 basically. I still play for keeps, ain't no fantasy, hey.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Divine Providence. This is Season 2. We are recording this after a W against Fairleigh Dickinson. The vibes are a little different in Friartown right now. The last time we recorded, we were going into San Diego. That didn't turn out the way we wanted to. We're gonna be relatively honest this episode. We're gonna be transparent. I think we're gonna voice our opinions without being too doom and gloom. At the end of the day, the season is not over. There's a ton of basketball left to play, and I'm excited to see how the rest of the season unfolds with the talent we have, mainly against URI this weekend. We did have a couple bright spots last night. Section 10 night was last night. So I'll kick it over to Mike first because of Section 10 night. Mike, it was Mike Emond Day yesterday. So how are you feeling coming off of Mike Emond Day?
I feel great. I get embarrassed when everyone says Mike Emond Day. It's a day for, the program. It's a day for Red Sox fans to get exposed to some college basketball. It was great to see the Section 10 fans come out last night in pretty crappy weather. People drove. Someone told me they drove all the way from New Hampshire, 2-hour drive. Shout out John. He came up to me after. He's a big Section 10 fan. As soon as he saw we were doing Divine Providence earlier in the season, he started listening to every episode. And then once he found out we were doing this event, he's like, all right, I might as well go check it out. It was his first college basketball game ever. He came up to me after. He goes, I'm all in. I'm already looking at UConn tickets right now. And I'm like, that's exactly what this event was supposed to be, was to get the Red Sox fan in some college hoops, and the college hoops, maybe we can make a new Section 10 listener. So, there's a lot of stories people told about, how far they came and, what Providence means to them, what Section 10 means to them. So it was just a great night overall. Thank you so much to the college for having us. I know it's been tough recently. Like, a lot of fans aren't very happy with, how this season has gone so far. But like Leb said, the season's not over yet. We got a lot of basketball to play, a lot of Big East hoops to play. We got our in-state rival coming in on Saturday, so we have stuff to look forward to. But overall, great night. Leb, you were sorely missed. Mac, I appreciate your support. Just a great night overall, and the Section 10 guys had a blast too.
It was funny. We were in the Q&A session. I'm sitting in the back with Storm, and everyone who's asking a question is like, "Oh, happy National Mike Emond Day." It was clear as day. So Mike Emond Day went off without a hitch, for sure. It was awesome to meet the Section 10 guys, Tyler, Steve, Jake, Bags, Jared. It was cool to see. They laid out the red carpet for you guys. That was pretty cool to see. But yeah, awesome event. National Mike Emond Day, December 2nd. Book it. We need to make that like in the city of Providence. You need it in writing. But if we zoom out a little bit, there's some issues with the team. But last night was good to enjoy. Watch Mike Emond get his flowers. It was the colliding of the worlds.
And I also want to thank Tim Hughes as well. If it wasn't for Timmy Hughes over at Providence College, this would never happen. It was, me and him kind of working to pull this thing off for a few months now. And, we finally did it. And I'm just so glad that it happened. And now we got to move on to some hoops. We got to win some ball games here.
And what better way to get the season back on track than a clobbering of URI on Saturday, which we're all hopeful for. The rivalry should be a packed house. Obviously, more importantly, I'm very, very upset that I did miss Section 10 night, Mike Emond Day. But, had to kind of do what's best and make sure that we're completely healthy going into December 8th, which is my kidney transplant. So everything's about me. I'm the most important, obviously, which was, obvious from the I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Well, December 8th is going to be Leb Day.
That's Leb Day.
Right? That's Leb Day, December 8th. So
Hey, one thing I will say is I did see the clip of Tyler, which I think you worked hard on today.
Yeah.
And man, the way this team has been playing, I think Tyler might have a spot, believe it or not. He got a little heat on Twitter, but
He's getting
I
crushed.
really, yeah, I think that, it can't be too much worse than what we've seen at the AMP so far. So,
You know, Tyler, what a great sport, by the way, because I would have been shitting myself too. Like if you got to go out there in front of all those people and he was just come out completely cold. He hasn't touched a basketball in months. It's just like, all right, here you go. And so shout out to Tyler for doing that. But, he's a big body. He's more of a Big East guy. Like put him down on the blocks, feed him the ball down low, lay it in, be tough. He's more of a Big East body, so we can't expect him to go out and hit a three,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the type of guy you put in there to use all 5 fouls.
Yeah.
Let him know you're there. Let Zuby know you're there. Let Bryce Hopkins know you're there.
Right.
I will say, I had to give him credit. 1 for 1 from the free throw line. If he was on the Friars, that would put him first on the team and first in the country. So technically, Tyler Milliken is the best free throw shooter in Division I college basketball.
Wow. That's impressive, I will say. And that's just really what it's about. I mean, he's an entertainer first,
Yeah.
He doesn't care. There's no ego when you're an entertainer, and that's what it's all about. And he's a funny kid. I've never met Tyler. I have met Jared once, a long time ago. But Tyler seems like a really good time.
He's the absolute best. I love that kid. He's like a little brother to me. In the Q&A ended up being like just a Red Sox podcast, right, Mac? Like people, so the fans were asking questions and Tyler's getting into like, contract numbers and money and luxury tax and all this. I'm like, this is an actual podcast here right now.
Mm-hmm.
That
sounds like we're on 98.5.
Yeah.
That's great. There was a basketball game last night, and we'll talk more about Section 10 a little bit, later on. But the basketball game last night was, again, same kind of thing, a tale of two halves, where the first half, just from my perspective, watching on the couch, this was the first home game I've seen on television in a very, very long time, and it was just so weird, seeing that, and like also seeing it kind of relatively empty comparatively to how it is typically. And the first half was awesome. Second half, not so much. The what is Fairleigh Dickinson? What's their mascot? The Knights.
It's a good cue.
Pull them up.
There's a sword here.
Yeah, I thought
Fairleigh Dickinson Knights.
Yeah.
Okay. The Knights out rebounded on the offensive end, the Friars, by a considerable amount in the second half. So a lot of stuff we got to work on. We'll talk about that. We'll be relatively impartial. Mac, you were on the floor again last night. Unbelievable, this guy. Courtside again. Mike was on the floor. Everyone was on the floor. So from Mac, your perspective, what did you see last night in the game?
Yeah, first of all, shout out to the Colettas once again. I feel like this is a weekly occurrence now, but well deserved. Well deserved. They're great people, great family. Love Dave. You hit the nail on the head, Leb. The rebounding is the issue. What angers me the most is this Fairleigh Dickinson team is 2 years removed from being like notably the shortest team in the country, and you get out rebounded by them. They're 360th in KenPom, and you can't win the rebounding battle. You go back to Feast Week, which I'm sure we can talk about a little bit. There's a lot bigger concerns from Feast Week than from Tuesday night against Fairleigh Dickinson. But it's the rebounding. I mean, we've talked about the defense, but the rebounding really needs to pick up because you're giving these teams second chance points. I think Fairleigh Dickinson had 9 points the first 12, 13 minutes of the first half, and then you're just giving them second chances. And that's not sustainable when you get to the Big East.
Especially in the Big East. And like we said, our big man depth isn't great. And, Pinnis got some more minutes than he usually does last night. He was serviceable down there. I think his touch around the rim has has a little bit of work to do down there, but you're going to have to play all these guys probably. Hargrove, Pinnis, Oswin, obviously. And then walking off the court last night, me and my dad were just like, Duncan Powell's walking out for like, Shag, man, let's go. And he looks back, me and my dad, he goes, I'll be back. And I'm like, all right. Here we go. And then Kim mentioned something in the post-game presser last night. We can use him. I mean, he's obviously not like a body like a center, but this guy's tough. He's a bigger body, and he can go down there and bang, especially with some of the in these Big East games. So we're gonna need somebody like a Duncan Powell going forward. He might play Saturday. Who knows?
Yeah, I was right there. I was standing right next to Storm when
That's
Shaq
right. You
looked
were
over
right
and
there.
he dropped the "I'll be back," and that was really refreshing to hear because I think. Obviously, not seeing Powell play since, what was it? Virginia Tech was the last time he played? Colorado maybe.
Colorado. Yeah.
So, I think with the history of this team last year, there's some shout out Maggie. I think with this team last year, there's some questions were a little scarred. I think Leb's used the word jaded earlier this season. Of why is our power forward sitting out? We didn't see this injury. What's going on? But to hear Shag drop the I'll be back was refreshing, and I'm still holding out hope for this season.
Yeah, I think it's funny that the Bryce Hopkins has become a verb around these parts, and I don't think that Duncan Powell is Brycing the Providence Friars. I don't know about anyone else either. I know Daquan Davis hasn't played in a little while. But I think that Duncan Powell wants to come back. I think he wants to play. I think it's in his best interest to play because this is his 5th year, and there would be no guarantee that he would get a 6th. So I think it's important that he plays and he can play well. There's plenty of opportunity on this team to go up. There is a lot of minutes to be earned. And there's a lot of guys that, I think that deserve very, very concrete 30 minutes per game. But then there's also a lot of guys that you could make the argument. It's like, well, they could play 5 minutes. They could play 25 minutes. And it's like, I don't know the direct impact that they're going to have. One of those guys that's taken a little bit of a lesser role lately, or at least just coming off the bench, is Jason Edwards. Do you guys agree with that decision of Edwards kind of going off the bench or coming off the bench?
It's tough because some of the offense kind of felt like we were stuck in the mud with Edwards out there early on, and it kind of looked like he was looking for his shot first. Not all the time, but it seems like they wanted something a little bit different here to start the games. Maybe it's going to, add to a little bit more ball movement here early. The one thing I noticed from last night was the post-game presser when Edwards multiple times said, I'm going to do whatever coach wants me to do. I didn't love the tone. I don't know how you guys felt about that soundbite. It didn't sound like he was like he usually is. I don't know.
It's If you read Jason Edwards' answer on a sheet of paper, he answered it the right way.
Right.
But it's the tone in which he said it. Body language says a lot. Jason Edwards cares about this team. Like, there's no questioning that. But maybe he was thrown into a situation that he didn't expect coming to Providence. I'm sure he's always kind of been the guy on pretty much any basketball team he's been on since he could dribble a basketball. But on the flip side, this time last year, we were begging Kim to make changes, do something. We need to mix something up because we can't keep watching the same product if it's not working. So he had to change something. And Vox, who I believe has kind of stepped into that Jason Edwards role in the starting 5, he's impressed. He's surpassed expectations. And if you have to change something, you have to change something. Edwards still led the team in scoring Tuesday night, but yeah, body language tells a lot.
Definitely. We've said this on the show before where Edwards and Vox are 2 great players individually, but I don't know how well they fit together on the court at the same time. And I think that it shows in games where there's, cupcakes and you're absolutely blowing their doors off, and they're just kind of having fun and just getting their shots that they want. But it also more shows in games that are you're playing against higher competition. And in the Big East, like you're gonna play some teams that are gonna muck up the game, and you're not gonna be able to get what you want, right? Against Wisconsin, same exact thing. Edwards was kind of not getting what he wanted, and he was forcing things, and he wasn't playing as a team player. In the Big East, that's going to happen so much. So if you can channel the appropriate time for Jason Edwards, then his talent is obviously undeniable, and his scoring ability is going to be huge for this team. But he's not in every type of situation player, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, I just think, you want to see the kid succeed. And like I said, we're begging Kim to make changes. And for better or for worse, if that's the change that needs to be made, unfortunately, you got to put the team first. And I think although Edwards is definitely upset about the decision, I think he's a guy that's going to put the team first. He's a guy that cares about winning. So, we'll monitor it. It's definitely something to keep an eye on, but it doesn't mean he's just fed up and just done with this team. But it's definitely something to monitor.
Yeah, I mean, and that's not easy for anyone. You were in the starting lineup and now you're not. Like that's hard, and people have pride. I'm a prideful person. That would have pissed me off. Lev laughs because he knows it's probably to a fault. And I'm trying to work on it. But that's tough, and being a coach is tough. And I know Kim has his flaws, and I know people aren't happy with him. But this isn't an easy job. Coaching Division I basketball at a school like Providence, where the fans are absolutely batshit, and and hopefully he's staying off Twitter because things aren't great over there. So you just gotta hope and pray that some of these changes might lead to more wins, and that's really all we can hope for.
Yeah,
it's the only stat that matters.
That's exactly correct, Mac. But going back to what you said about it being a tough job, it is. I'm in the personal of the personal opinion where this is one of the tougher jobs in the country because you're in a fishbowl. Your every move is so watched, and also the community aspect, right? It's Rhode Island is a very densely populated place with 1 million people, and word travels really fast. There's no secrets. Something happens in the basketball program, everyone finds out about it. As long as you're a fan, if you're not connected or you don't care, then you're probably not going to hear things. And that's this whole thing that happened with the Cooley saga, right? I mean, part of the reason why that was so big is because of where you are. But on the flip side, we also don't really ask for a ton. This is a fan base that really just asks you to make the NCAA tournament, be one of the top 68 teams. We don't care if we're number 68. We don't care if we're 1. We just want to make the tournament. So in that sense, it's a good job because the fans are never going to run you out of town if you're consistently making the tournament. If you go 3 years without it, then you're probably cooked. Is Kim English probably cooked if we don't make the tournament this year? I would say probably. I would say I hope so, personally. I'm not saying I don't like Kim. I think he can be a very good basketball coach. I think the season is certainly not over, but they need to make the NCAA tournament. However they do it, I don't care. But so you gotta figure it out.
Yeah, agreed. I think it was pretty clear coming into the season where it was black and white. If you make the tournament, you buy yourself some time. If you don't, that's 3 years in a row. And like you said, Lev, this is a school and a community that bleeds Friars hoops. If we're going to go in a 3-year tournament dry spell, that's unprecedented territories, and it has been for a while now. The bar is set, and it's a good problem to have. It is a good problem for the expectation to be make the tournament consistently.
Yep.
But like you said, if someone's not meeting those expectations, I like him as a person too. I think he's a great person. But at a certain point, if those expectations aren't met, a line's got to be drawn somewhere.
It just sucks because the fan base is so freaking great. Everybody cares so much, and everybody knows basketball. Our fans are smart. We're smart fans, just about in every sport. Everyone knows their shit up here. Everyone understands the game. They understand the intricacies of the game, and it's just a bummer, going into a season like this where we were so pumped. And again, this isn't done yet. I know we keep beating a dead horse here, but I feel deflated right now. I feel deflated, and I just hope that we can turn things around and have some sort of a season, which I still think we can, because the talent on the floor is just it's too good not to. It's too.
Mike, you're muted. Mike muted himself. Oh, there you go.
How the hell did that? How long was I muted for?
Like, not long. You said the talent on the
Couple
floor,
seconds.
and then boom. Talent on the floor, boom.
Just sucks because the talent on the floor is so good, and you got to tip your cap to Kim again for getting these athletes here. It's just, how do we mesh these guys together to make this all work? That's the bottom line here. And what's the missing piece here? Because people were excited about last year's team, but those guys just didn't end up working out for us. But what's the missing piece here? And it seems like it's the defense. And we've talked about that all season. And it's frustrating because we've been talking about that all year and we haven't seen much improvement. So at this point, I don't really know, what even to say about what you can do better on defense or how they can improve.
Yeah, I think the main issue is Kim, and we've said this on this show plenty of times, have praised Kim English as a recruiter. We have not seen a coach come into Providence, Rhode Island, and recruit at the level Kim English has. That's just a point-blank fact. However, this program has a history of past success. We have seen Friars teams perform well, make runs in the tournament without these highly recruited prospects. Providence College doesn't need a great recruiter. Providence College needs a talent developer and a game manager. And I'm not saying that can't be Kim, because honestly, I hope that is Kim. I hope Kim proves everyone wrong and he can turn Jameer Jones into an all Big East player and, manage games like it's a chess match. But that's what we need. Providence College needs a game manager, a talent developer. All the recruiting stuff, that's for the birds, in my opinion, at this point. We need on-court success, not on paper.
I have a question for you guys. Lev, I'm sorry. This is for
you're
both of you guys. And this isn't me making excuses here. But do you think in the last few years when he got here, we're in the NIL era, and do you think that has made a difference on how people coach and how Kim's kind of getting used to that, and coaches all around the country when you're trying to kind of, I don't want to say massage egos, but make sure everybody's happy so people don't leave? And just, I think the landscape of college is different now. Am I off the mark here? Do you think that plays a factor into all this?
No, I think it definitely does. I think that you're committing a lot of money to these guys and you're promising them, X, Y, and Z. And instead of, recruiting a kid from, his senior year of high school and saying, you're going to be with me for 4 years and you're going to earn every minute you get, and we're going to build a culture together and you're going to lead this team. And, it's very, very different when you have that versus when you have, mercenary for hire pieces. Like, I think that Kim's biggest downfall so far has been the guys that he has maybe asked to be pillars of the team for years to come, like Corey Floyd, Oswin. There's you could probably point to a couple others like Jaden Pierre last year. None of these guys have gotten an ounce better year over year. Like, we are watching players that have a lot of potential, but they're not getting any better. And Ed Cooley was not an in-game manager. He was a very good recruiter, and he was a very good developer of talent. but he was not a good in-game manager. What he was, though, like I said, was he could develop talent. And that's what really I think they need more than anything is when you have someone, right? These are high school kids. These are 18 and 19-year-old kids. When you have someone that has potential, you have to turn that potential into a winning player. Like, they could be better, get better at basketball. They could get more skill, more talent. But if you don't turn them into a winning player and build a mindset and a culture within them, then you're never going to win. Like, you need a structure and you need a culture. You can't just grab, free agents year over year and expect it to work out.
The NIL situation, I'm torn on it, and this is more of just like a knee-jerk reaction to your question, Mike. Knee-jerk reaction, I would say this NIL era, specifically at Providence, helps a young coach like Kim. I think because at the end of the day, like, I strongly believe Providence College is a top 25, top 30 job in the country. But Caleb Holtz don't grow on trees. Like, you're getting a guy like Caleb Holt on campus, not because, hey, man, we have a rich history of producing NBA lottery picks, or, hey, you're guaranteed to play on ESPN twice a week, or you're guaranteed, like we bring teams to the Sweet 16, like there will be eyeballs on you. And I think Providence does a good job of raising NIL funds, which makes recruiting easier. And I think, Kim obviously can relate to these guys who want to get to the league. But I would say the NIL era helps, I think, younger coaches. But I would have to go in and do some digging and research. But I'm definitely open to hearing your side.
I think.
Yeah, no, go ahead, Leb.
I was just going to say, I think the NIL overall can be a positive for us, not a detriment. Like, in the NIL world, I think we should be one of the programs that it benefits, like, as opposed to some that maybe, it doesn't.
And I think us not being a football school helps that.
Correct.
Because all that money in these other big football schools, the majority of obviously getting allocated to the football team. This is our football. This is
right.
This is what Providence College does, basketball. And I think that's why we will always be a favorable job.
Right. We like, I always, have these conversations with people when we're going up against schools for recruits. And it's like, well, we'll go up against, like, well, I mean, Alabama. Take Alabama, for example, right? It's like, yeah, the school of Alabama, the athletic department has a lot more money than Providence College, but they have an allocation, right? And we have allocated a lot of money toward basketball, and we can compete in the NIL era with a lot of schools. Now, probably the reserve funds are a little bit bigger in those schools, so if they needed to blow us out for a recruit, they probably could. But you're still going to be able to compete. The market of these players is probably ultimately going to dictate how much they get. You're not going to see, like, schools grotesquely overpaying for market value, because someone still has to sign those checks and answer those questions. If you give a recruit $5 million that's worth $2 million, and he sucks, that's $3 million that you probably didn't have to spend, and that's someone's ass. Like, we realize, like, the free market of this is gonna kind of dictate who we can compete with and who we can't. So we can compete with the best of them, but NIL means nothing if you can't translate and develop talent. For example, Seton Hall is a perfect example. Shaheen Holloway. They have, like, such little money. And I said this, a couple months ago. I don't think Seton Hall is in a bad position. I think they have a really good coach who can develop talent, and I think he's he's an alumni of that school. Money means nothing if you don't have someone that can target the right pieces and develop those pieces.
Well said. And I think that's what we need. That needs to be the focal point. we've heard about how great Kim is as a recruiter and running the NBA style offense. She bringing guys like Tabaldi to help out with that system. It's development. Like that is the one thing, like you said, Leb, we need a Corey Floyd to take a next year jump. Great player, great complementary piece to a Big East team, but we need to see these jumps year to year.
Right.
And I think too, we didn't mention it either, is you have this unbelievable facility too. Like what they not
Right.
just like the beautiful court, but just the gyms and the saunas and the whirlpool and all this state of the art equipment. It's like you got everything right there at your fingertips. You get
Yep.
everything right there on campus. So you just you just hope things turn around sooner rather than later.
Yeah. This is a good basketball program. They have a 13,000 seat arena that they lease, they play in, right? They have a phenomenal practice facility in Rouen. They have a lot of committed NIL donors and a lot of revenue for basketball. And most importantly, they have one of the notoriously largest per school, right? Comparatively to the school's undergrad population, fan bases in the country. If you looked at, what, with 4,800 undergrad, right? And we have a massive fan base, both, on social media and just in general, locally. So you have everything here. You just need to find the right fit and the right person.
Well said. Well said. I think we've talked a lot about the macro so far, and we haven't sat down to record since Feast Week. What are your guys' takeaways? Obviously, this is probably going to end up being a lot more complaining, yelling at the sky. But what are your guys' takeaways from Feast Week?
Not good. It's not good. My family was pissed. Let's just put it that way. I got nothing else, but family got pissed. I left early. Not at, I was going to stay longer for a cup of mud and a piece of pie, which I did, but I left shortly thereafter because folks weren't thrilled with me after the Wisconsin game. I got to get out of there. That's that. And then the next too. But at least we got to watch it together at JJ Foley's.
I was going to ask, was your family mad at you for being mad at the Friars, or were they also mad at the Friars with you?
No, they were mad at me for being mad at the Friars.
Fair.
And it was even to the point where my dad was telling me to shut up.
Wow.
And it was just like, I was like, are you seeing this? What are you talking about? He goes, you're being disrespectful. Your grandfather's in there. And I'm just bombing left and right. It got ugly. Sorry, Pop. I know he's listening.
That's awesome. So, at the end of the day, with Feast Week, if you are listening to the show, there isn't one single take that we can say that hasn't already been said on Twitter. There was a purge of just outpour of emotion that existed on PC Twitter. And I'm not here to criticize the fan base because, the fan base is who we are, and that's what we are. We are part of the fan base, and we are no more important than any other fan. But yeah, I'm not going to regurgitate everything that's said. We know the issues that happened on Thanksgiving. The Florida game, honestly, I wasn't really that upset about I thought the Florida game was okay. To move to a brighter spot, I thought that for Kim made changes, right? You have to make changes after the Wisconsin game. The Wisconsin game was one of the worst games I'd seen in years, right? You had to make changes. He made a couple of changes. Hargrove started. Edwards came off the bench. And then, they hung around long enough for me to enjoy a couple minutes of basketball. Wisconsin, 6 minutes into the game, and, they were hanging around. They're all right. And then just annihilation. So, hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. Mine wasn't that good. I don't think anyone's here was that good, but we survived.
I was miserable, but I was miserable in front of a smaller group of people this year. So that's really all I can ask for. I pissed off less people than usual. But I mean, Leb, even in that first half against Wisconsin, the Friars it was a 4 or 5 point game for a majority of that first half. And then Wisconsin pulled away and they never looked back. Like, that was bad. I have something to admit.
Okay.
Can we just confirm this is a judgment-free zone before I admit my wrongdoings?
I can't do that. I
Judgment-free.
probably am going to judge you and make fun of you for whatever you're about to say, but that's why we're friends and that's why we do a podcast together.
Yep, that checks out. I have not missed a second of a Friars game.
Oh,
maybe since the COVID shortened season. I turned the Friars game off with probably 15 minutes to go in the second half. That was a new low for me as a fan. The whole family was gathered around the TV, and me, of all people, commandeered the remote and said, "Fuck this. Let's put on Cowboys Chiefs." I'm not dealing with this. So, bad decision as a Friar fan, but probably good decision as a son, brother, cousin, family member to save Thanksgiving.
I real quick, Mike, before you go, I was going to say I am actually with you, but it wasn't that I didn't have that early of a hook. I think it was like 5 minutes left. I was like, all right, fuck this, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a car wreck. I couldn't look away. I watched it to the very last minute. It was horrible. It was just horrible. And I was texting you guys, and you were like, "That's great." Mac was like, "Well, that's great. I don't know that that's happening because I'm playing LCR." And you sent me a picture, and I was just like,
"Oh, yep."
Bless your freaking soul, man. Like, I wish I was doing that. I just couldn't look away. And I watched the whole goddamn thing. And I had cousins in town from DC. They know how much I love the team, but they don't really know anything about college hoops or anything. And he's watching. He's just like, "This is your team?" And I'm like,
"You're making it worse, man.
Can you just leave me alone, please?" God,
dude, I was all alone. Mike had freaking people fly in, and they're still traumatized, man. That's just it's part of being a Friar fan, though. I will say the one thing that did bother me, if I'm going to criticize the fan base at all, it's going to be the romanticizing of the Ed Cooley era, but in a way where it's like, all right, so I understand we were obviously very successful under Ed Cooley. We know that. But the way it's portrayed is that, like, it's almost like Ed Cooley never lost in the month of November, when Ed Cooley literally made a career out of losing in November and then winning the rest of the year in Big East play. Mainly when they won the Big East regular season title and they put up 37 points against Virginia. And in 2020, the year that everyone romanticizes the most, the 2020 Friars that would have won a national championship, where they lost to fucking Long Beach State. So, like, can we calm down, please? Like, the team played Wisconsin and Florida. We're not a good basketball team right now. But Ed Cooley is not Mike Krzyzewski, okay? We had some really, really, really bad games under Ed Cooley where we almost didn't crack 46 points. So everyone needs to calm down with the romanticizing of Ed Cooley, okay? Please.
We talked earlier about how the bar isn't very high. Like, just make the tournament every year. Well, most years make the tournament. And shit, you'll be a legend. Cooley literally got to the tournament. What was it? I mean, probably 8 out of 10 years. His last, something like that. And what was he, like 4 and 8 in the tournament? Like, it's not like,
correct.
It's not like if you say, "Oh, I miss Ed Cooley," he magically comes back and you're national title contenders. So I'm right there with you. It's the He was the king of setting the bar low and just meeting expectations.
If Ed Cooley was coaching this team in this era of analytics, right? We've talked about over and over again the turnover of era for NIL, but no one talks about how basically the tournament is the top 44 teams in KenPom, and that's literally how they picked the field. Like, if you look last year, that's how they picked the field. And Ed Cooley teams are horrid analytics-wise. So if it was now, it would be a different story. People would be a lot less happy. Ed Cooley lost to Brown twice when we were here. Twice. Like, everyone needs to relax, please.
We had a tough, this again, I hate being the excuse guy. This is a freaking tough non-con, man. We were barely ever home. We played a ton of good freaking teams.
Thank you.
We played that many teams in power conferences. That was a freaking gauntlet. We didn't even see that coming. Like, until it actually happened. We're looking at the schedule, like, oh, we get that one, we get that one. It's like, well, taking a step back, being like, these are solid basketball teams. They're not playing freaking the children of the poor over here. Like, that was a gauntlet. And
that's
Saturday
my biggest
was an easy game.
That is my biggest complaint about this team, how it's been structured, is you didn't give these guys on the team any chance to have some like life and fun and excitement. This Saturday against URI is the first time they're going to feel that in the building, right? And it's not even going to be kind of what it should be because we're 5-4. But dude, like,
you don't think the in-state rivalry? You don't think people are going to get pumped up for Saturday?
I think they will, but like what it should be, I don't think it will be as good. Like,
I know.
Colorado on the road, you can't do that third game of the season. Virginia Tech, second game of the season, you can't do that. Like, I understand you want to play good teams, but we already have issues with meshing, getting guys meshed together. You can't play Virginia Tech second game of the season. You can't go out all the way out to Colorado, whatever is third, fourth game of the season. You just can't do that. Like, schedule some cupcakes and then schedule like when we had the Wisconsin come here in 2023.
Yep.
2 home games in a row. We beat Wisconsin, and I think we beat Marquette, or maybe there was a cupcake in between. I mean, those 2 atmospheres were unlike anything else. And that's the beginning of the year, Like, you need that. You need some good home games.
Same thing like the BYU game last year. That was awesome.
That was great, fantastic.
You know what? If we want to blame it on anyone, I think I'm just going to blame this whole thing on Comic Con.
That sounds fantastic. I love it.
Hashtag,
you know what? I feel free. I feel so much better. I think we cracked the code.
Hashtag blame the nerds.
That's that. It's it. We're good. We're fine.
Blame the nerds.
Yep.
We cracked the code. It was the scheduling. It was Comic-Con. That's it. We're fine. We're going. We're coming back home. Let's have it.
We're gonna go on a little run, and some people will buy back in. Some people will be gone, for the rest of the year, forever, which is fine. And if you are out for the rest of the year, then stay out. I'm not saying this team's gonna, make the tournament. I'm not saying we're gonna turn it all the way around, but they are gonna win some games. Like, we've seen the talent. You got Jalen Sellers. You got Stephon Vox. They're gonna win some games. They're gonna find a way to win some games and have some fun. And that's that. Whatever. See what happens.
How many teams in the Big East have been this battle tested so far? How many teams in the Big East have played 5 other power conference teams? And by the time Big East play rolls around, has already played in a pseudo rivalry game. Like, the first 30 to 40 minutes, I think, was us complaining. But like, I think as much as we want to stay honest, like, our job here is to keep the vibes up. Like, this season is far from over. Mike confirmed earlier in the episode, Shagman's coming back. He said it clear as day. I'll be back. Rebounding is the biggest glaring issue with this team. We could use a Duncan Powell. We could use a Daquan Davis when he comes back. This is a team that can turn a corner quickly, this season is not over. Like,
Totally agree.
yes, the scheduling fucked us. So what now what? This was a team that was built to compete day one. We've battled with injuries. If Powell comes back, Daquan comes back, like the Big East is not wide open, but there's games to be won, and the season can turn around quick.
I will say, I hate giving these guys credit, but UConn's had a gauntlet of a schedule.
Yeah.
BYU, Arizona, Illinois, Kansas. They got to play Florida coming up and Texas before they even start Big East play. Like they went through a gauntlet and they won on the road last night at Kansas. I freaking hate UConn, but they're freaking good, man. As much as I can't stand them, they're really good. And I saw someone like you said, if you're on that side, stay on that side. I saw someone on Twitter said, like, I almost want you. I was a PC fan. I almost want UConn to win tonight or something. I'm like, whoa, easy here. And I also just had someone, I was reading it while you guys are going back and forth about Cooley. Someone commented on my thing and said, you guys got to come to a real basketball school and do an event. I'd pay good money to see Tyler Mick at UConn game. I'm just like, I'm good. I'm good on that, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No.
I think you jokingly said a couple weeks ago, like, if we were to do something at UConn, you just like wouldn't show up.
I can't go to a freaking UConn event. I can't do that.
Jim Calhoun it, dude. Jim Calhoun it. Just don't. Jim Calhoun, like, I wouldn't throw out the first pitch in Yankee Stadium. I mean, if fucking the Yankees want us to do a live show at Yankee Stadium, I'm telling them to fucking
can't do that.
Yeah.
We can't do that. Are you kidding me?
I'll do the Knicks. Like, I don't give a fuck about, give me the Knicks or like the Giants. Like, I don't give a fuck about that. But the Yankees, UConn, fuck that.
Hell no.
I'm not doing any New York. Sorry, I can't do it. I know we got a lot of New York.
I'd love if we turned it around and we were able to get, a good group of guys to Jack Dempsey's in New York, for the Big East tournament, because that's a fantastic time, and Big East tournament is very special, So
I'd like for this year to be my first Big East tournament, but the season's gotta turn around a little bit. I wouldn't want my first time to be, the Friars are playing in the 7-10 game.
It's phenomenal, dude. Day one.
It's fair though, because we were good that year. The year we got just our doors blown off by Creighton at the Big East tournament. I forget what year that was. It was the first time I went. We got crucified walking out. I think it was Nova UConn coming in after us. Yeah. It was a gauntlet, dude. And I was like, this sucks. We paid like $400 a seat just to get in the door, and we got crushed, and then we just got crucified on the way out. Like, yeah, that was. I can't say I had a good time. Did.
That's fair, and I have been to some stinkers at MSG, and when it sucks if it's a big game. But man, like the day one, where no one's in the building and you got the whole fucking building to yourself, and it's just a 12 o'clock noon game, PC versus like Xavier or some shit, like, and then you got the next group of fans coming in, fucking Georgetown, DePaul, like, it's just fun. It's just a good time. Like, obviously you go and you want to see the team do well, but I love the Big East tournament, man. It's a phenomenal time.
Also, another first for me is this weekend is my first PC URI game, which feels weird saying, but
this is your first PC URI game?
Yeah. So last year I was going up to New Hampshire that weekend, and I was like, I'm not going to be able to swing the ride to Kingston and then all the way back up. And then in years past, I was like up at school, wasn't able to make it. And then fresh out of school, was broke, no joke, wasn't able to figure out the ticket situation. I was just like, I'll save my money for, Villanova tickets or something. But yeah, this is my first time.
It's got to be fun. Someone made a cool highlight. I think it was a URI fan, but they made a cool highlight tape of like all, the great plays throughout the years from the PCURI game. I love the week like leading up to the PCURI game because you're reminded of some of these battles throughout the years, man. Like when Cooley and Hurley were going head to head, you thought they were going to come to blows. Like they've had the buzzer beater. I think it was Bentel put back buzzer beater.
Yep.
Unbelievable games. But we've seen some just battles between PCURI. I love this rivalry, in-state rivalry. I can't wait for Saturday. I think it's going to be a good atmosphere Saturday. I'm feeling good about it. You know, everyone's kind of over their Thanksgiving hangover. We're kind of over feast week and whatever the hell happened in San Diego to go have some fun with the people of the state of Rhode Island and southeastern Mass. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think. Listen, the atmosphere against Fairleigh Dickinson wasn't fantastic. We can call a spade a spade. It was a Tuesday night bye game.
The weather sucked.
Shitty weather. I actually mentioned to, I think it was Steve. I was like, you guys got to get here for like a big game.
I know.
You got to see the dunk at its peak, and we've talked before. The student section's swinging a hot bat this year. If they're in the building and they fill up that student section, it's gonna be ruckus. And listen, you got to get your get back from last year. This is a sneaky big game. I don't know if big is the right word, but
no, it is. It is. You can't lose this game at home on Saturday. This is fucking huge.
Well said.
It's a fucking huge game. Going back to what you said, I know. I kept telling them that, like, because that was their first time all going to a game. I'm like, this is fun. We're having a great time. Again, like I couldn't have asked for anything more last night, but I was like, you guys got to be in this building for a freaking Georgetown game or UConn or St. John's or whatever and really feel it. And because I want them to understand why I'm such a fan. I think they understand, but if they were to go to one of these crazy games when all of us are losing our fucking minds, that's when I think they'd be like, holy shit, like this is crazy. I did see it, and it's Jared's face lit up a couple times because we're sitting so close to the floor, and he said he hasn't been to a basketball game in years. And they had an alley-oop, I forgot who it was on our end, crazy slam right in front of us. Was it
Jameer DeSellers?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
And I looked at Jared, and it's tough to get a reaction from him sometimes, and he was like this. If he was on the pod, he's like his mouth was just like wide open. He was like, "Holy shit!" Like, and I was like, "Yeah, dude, look at that."
Yeah, no, the off season lines up too perfectly with baseball. Like,
great.
Got to get him to St. John's might be too late, but like Georgetown, man, I think UConn's early January this year. Like, got to show them the bright spots of Friartown when that place is rocking.
Mm-hmm.
I think Milliken tarps off after like a big run, dude. Just fucking, shirts out. He does the shirts off for the triples thing.
Nips for trips.
Yeah, nips for trips. Well, guess what, dude? Fucking 3-ball. Big 3-ball.
Student section, just crushing beers.
Dump them out. Nips for trips, dude. It's the same thing, It's the same exact thing. It's a triple. It's a basketball triple. So
a lot of nips.
Yeah, a whole lot of trips.
Last night would have been a ton of nips.
Yeah.
How many threes did we hit last night? Let me see.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like last night, if he was doing nips for trips, he was better off just leaving his shirt off. Because, I mean, that first half, if like Sellers, Edwards, they were all getting hot. 15 for 27.
Yeah, 15 for 27.
That's crazy.
Actually, the people, I don't know if you guys know them because this is you guys' section, the guys who put up the threes up there.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know them?
Yep.
I do not.
So they tweeted at Section 10 last night, and I saw it after. I wish we saw it before because we would have went up there. They said that they got the idea from the K-Men putting up K's at Fenway, and I was like, oh, that's a great, like, we probably could have made some, like, content out of that. I was kind of bummed after. We kind of could have, crossed the bridge there, Red Sox, PC, K-Men, but no, that's cool. I love that they do that. I remember looking up last night, and there was just a shit ton. I was like, damn, we're wet tonight.
Yeah. I saw someone post a picture of all the threes lined up. They were like, can we please like save some for Saturday?
Yeah.
Yeah, those guys they're nuts up there, man. 234 is I'm like the most tame one in the section if that tells you anything. Like,
There it is.
You secured the bag.
I am proud to announce my verbal commitment for section 234 for the remainder of the 25-26 season.
Oh yeah. Dude, shout out to the Zamorellis, man. I know the Colettas get a lot of runtime on the show, but Frank is a dear friend, and his dad is has a ton of tickets, like so many tickets. So Mac was able to kind of take advantage of one that someone never paid for it, and so me and Mac are going to be ripping content up there for the Big East games, and it's going to be awesome. It's going to be electric. I'm only going to miss. I'll miss the URI game. I'll miss
Brown.
Brown. Yep. Seton Hall. And I think that's it. I think that I'm good.
Fine.
Yep. You'll be back. Well, you'll be back in no time in peak performance mode, just in time for like UConn, Georgetown, the big ones. You know what I mean? So.
Yep. Exactly. Just in time for ISIS and Hamas.
2 back-to-back tough games. That's why I'm saying, like, we got to win every game until then. Until that UConn St. John's back-to-back there. Like, let's just win all the games here. Let's have a good Christmas. Let's not ruin the holidays. Let's have some fun here. Win the games we're supposed to win.
Yep.
I'm
sorry, Matt. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I was sitting on this thought this morning. What is the likelihood we walk out of December, I think 6-0, 5-0. And what do you think the outlook of the season is if that is the case? We played Fairleigh Dickinson last night, so we're 1-0 in December. You got URI, Brown, and then I believe Butler and Seton Hall.
Yeah,
at Butler, home against Seton Hall, and then you're on break for Christmas until January.
I'd say low, but not impossible. And I would say, you should win. I would expect this team to win every game. I love Seton Hall, by the way. I think they're phenomenal, and I love Sheen Holloway. But I do think that I would take the Friars at home against Seton Hall over, for the most part right now. At Butler, obviously, is going to be a very tough game. They're really good, and they're it's a tough place to play. So I think it's low, but it's not impossible. Definitely not impossible. And if it does happen, and you go on the road and you beat Butler, and you go and you beat Seton Hall at home, the narrative around this team is totally different. So it's all it takes is just one good month.
Butler really hasn't played anybody. They beat South Carolina. They beat Virginia. Other than that, they're 7-1. They lost to SMU. Just kind of like a lot of cupcakes. I mean,
yeah,
Bizjack's good. They got guys, but that could be a really nice win on the road for them.
So I didn't even realize until we started talking this through. Butler in the first net ranking is very high up there, and I believe quads are based on the net ranking.
Correct.
So you're looking at a road game against the top 25 net team that on paper seems manageable. I'm not saying the Friars should go in favored or I'm expecting them to walk out with a W, but you're staring down the barrel of a quad 1 victory and a potential 5-0 month on the line. So if the Friars walk out 5-0, I think the tune we're singing around this team is very different come January.
Yeah, there's a lot of quad 1 opportunities. So for quad 1, it's I think home, I believe home top 50 or road top 75, one of those two. So
yeah, I forget the exact thresholds.
Yeah, so if a road, if you go on the road and can win games in the Big East, a lot of those games are going to be quad 1 because most teams in the Big East are in the top 100. If they're not quad 1 wins at the beginning of the year, there's a good chance they could be, or eventually, mature into quad 1 wins. So Seton Hall, I think, would just be on the other side, but nonetheless would be a phenomenal win for this team.
Yeah, so quad 1 wins are defined as you beat a top 30 team at home, top 50 team on a neutral, and top 75 on the road.
Okay.
So
Gotcha.
I know they have like the quad 1A, which is like basically just a higher tier of quad 1. And if Butler's still sitting in the 20s in the net and you go on the road and beat them, that's a massive win.
Yeah.
But I think that's what we're trying to say is the season is far from over. Like, we are not happy. None of us are happy with the way things have gone. There are obvious issues. But the Friars go 5-0 this month. You got a quad 1 win under your belt. 7-8 games already against power conference opponents under your belt. You're 9-4 with, your entire home schedule left in front of you. So
That's a good point, Mac. That's a really good point, and I haven't really looked at it like that because it was kind of like, oh, well, is the Big East having like more of a down year, which is probably true. But then you have some of these teams like Seton Hall, people didn't really expect to be good. Like you just said, you could get a quad 1 win out of that, and you could start stacking up these quad 1 victories. And even though we didn't, play great in some of these non-con games against power conference teams, like it's still I think the committee will respect that. It's like they weren't afraid to freaking fly back across the country twice and play against Vatek, and they had to play at Mohegan twice. I hope the committee looks at stuff like that.
it's more analytics based for sure, but I guess like Leb was talking about, some people might be out already. If you're on the fence, give it till Christmas. Because if the Friars go 4-1 in the month of December, 5-0 in the month of December, we're singing a completely different tune. So if you're on the fence about this team, don't walk out the door just yet. Don't leave the station. Train hasn't left yet. Give it till Christmas.
If you're leaving the station, you're just a real fan. Like that's what we signed up for this shit. So just get on the ride. You're not getting off. Like we need everyone's support.
I couldn't agree more. All we really need to do, right? I mean, in the age of analytics, it's very black and white. Just get into the top 45 in KenPom. Maybe get a couple quad 1 wins. But here's the thing. Quad 1 wins, they don't really mean much if you don't have the analytics to back them up, because we had the most quad 1 wins in the country in 2023, and we were left off the NCAA tournament because we were like, I don't know, we were like 58 in KenPom or something like that. Mm-hmm. That's really what it comes down to. Now, there might be some exceptions. You can't have too many losses. The committee won't, let you in with too many losses. Like Ohio State last year, they were in the 30s in KenPom. They were 17-15. So you can't do that, right? But we're not at the situation yet where it's mathematically impossible for us to not make the tournament. So keep showing up, keep believing in this team. I mean, here's the thing. Like, it's Providence College. We're going to have some bad years. Like, Villanova won 2 national championships. They fired their coach last year because they had a bad stretch. Like, they're having, they have bad years. UConn, before they got back into the Big East, they had terrible years. We were in Buffalo with the UConn fans, and we won our game, and they lost to, New Mexico. So it's like there's going to be some bad years. Just stay with the program and make sure that, you understand that. That's all.
Well said.
Very well said. All right. Yeah. Like, we just got to keep the vibes up. I think that's going to be our responsibility for the next month or two. Wait till this team inevitably gets back on track. We'll just keep the vibes up. I don't like doing the whole complaining thing. Obviously, we want to tell the truth and make our observations about the team, but you got to keep the vibes up.
Problem is like the same 8 fucking things have been said over and over again. Like, if you're still going on Twitter and saying fire Kim English, then you're just an idiot. Like, you've already tweeted that 100 times. It's not going to make a difference. Okay. If it's meant to be, it'll be. If not, then it won't. Like, it's okay. We're going to, put our best foot forward and keep trying. That's it.
I'm totally okay being a vibe guy.
Love being a vibes guy.
And if we have to be the toothpicks at the bottom of the toothpick house or whatever the hell it is that are keeping this thing up, I'm fine with that. We'll put the weight on our shoulders. I'm totally okay with that. We get so much fit. This is the reason why season ticket holders are season ticket holders. We haven't even got to the fun games yet. We haven't had we have our first fun game Saturday. So let's just strap in. We're going to have some crazy games. You know they're going to upset somebody at home. They're going to upset a UConn. They're going to upset a St. John's. Who knows? There's going to be some crazy game where we're going to shoot lights out. Place going to go fucking nuts, and we're all going to have a blast. And we're going to come on here. We're going to be all excited, yada, yada.
Exactly.
So, come on.
Exactly. And fuck Comic-Con. I mean, we already
figured it out.
The curse is broken. You know, we can't give up. The Comic-Con curse is broken. And I mean, half these people you give up. They wouldn't. Would these guys not have watched games 4 through 7 of the ALCS in 2004? Like,
right?
You know,
that's why I used the Kevin Millard, Dan Shaughnessy clip last night with the Section 10 bump.
Yeah,
Jason Edwards telling the doubters, "Don't let us beat Fairleigh Dickinson." You kidding me?
Don't let us win a bye game on a Tuesday at home.
Don't. It's raining out. It's a rainy night. Don't let us beat Fairleigh Dickinson because this whole season's going to change. We're going to the moon now.
Yep. Buy stock.
We were talking about the Comic-Con thing. I want to get your guys' thoughts. Dawn the Duck was spotted at Gillette Stadium Monday night. What do we think about that? Because I have a bit of a take here, and it's probably me coping, but I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts.
Yeah, of course, Larry Lepore ruined the season and cursed the Friars by kicking and banning Dawn the Duck. Of course, I can get behind that take 100%. Yes, absolutely. Count me in. Sign me up.
Mike, what are your thoughts?
I've been a Dawn the Duck supporter. It was in a couple shows ago, and you were like, no, like, because after Dawn left, they didn't like they had a shitty season. I was like, no, like they won a game with Dawn, then they kicked Dawn out, and then the season went to shit. So I'm all in on Dawn.
All right. So here's my thoughts, gentlemen, and you may not like it, but I'm just using factual evidence and educated guessing here. Leb, I'm all for the Larry Lepore smear campaign. I was definitely against it when Dawn was banned. However, since Dawn the Duck graced the Amica Mutual Pavilion in November of 2024, we have witnessed arguably the worst year and a half stretch of Friars basketball in fucking decades.
Okay.
Dawn the Duck cursed this program.
No.
And now, myself, as a non-Patriots fan, can stand here and say that curse has been transferred to the New England Patriots.
Oh, don't put this in the atmosphere. Come on.
They're going to stumble into the playoffs and get bounced first round. But you know what, Mike Emond? You know what? The curse is lifted from the Mutual Pavilion, and this team's going to get fucking hot.
So the curse. Right, okay,
so you pick a side, Mike. You gun to your head. You pick a side, brother.
Dude, this is fucked up.
I actually okay. I'm back in on this. So the curse has been transferred. We did a transfer.
Yeah, exactly. The juju has been transferred.
I'll take that, dude. Listen, I'm all in on the Patriots this year. But
Leb, no, this is bullshit because you don't care about the NFL.
I do. No, I like the Patriots. I really do like the Patriots.
You said it, and you were like, it's every Sunday.
I just wouldn't like. I wouldn't like yell at my family on Thanksgiving if it's not going my way. But I like enjoy the Patriots. I do like Drake May. But yeah, like I'm not like upstairs in my bed crying when they lose. Like I don't.
No, I'm not like I used to be. Like I cried after. Like I didn't cry, but I was distraught for a long time after they lost to the Giants in the undefeated season. I love Patriots.
Me too.
Like,
I was too.
My dad got season tickets in '97. We had them until 2008. So I saw the game. Bledsoe went out and Brady went in. I was at the snow game. I was at all the AFC. Like I loved it. Why would you do this to me, Mac? You got to put me in this spot here. I
Now
got to
hear me out, Mike. Now stick with me here because we could all have a happy ending here. When my prediction comes to fruition and the Patriots fall off and the Friars get hot, what we're gonna do, and you know what, Section 10 might have the pull to do it. Get Dawn the Duck to Yankee Stadium. How about that? And we'll push the juju. And we'll push the juju to New York. But, Mike, you got to fall on the sword here because we need to confirm that this is what's going on.
Listen, here's the thing. Even if
this is your theory, though. This isn't my theory.
Yeah, I'm just not the Pats fan.
He's trying to get you in.
Yeah, I get.
All right, I'll be kind of like the middle ground, the arbiter, right? Because like I am a Patriots fan, and I do want them to win the Super Bowl, but I'm not, sweating, staying up at night, hoping that they win. I think that the Patriots have a very, very bright future, and if we have to sacrifice this 1 year, right? This 1 year, year one of hopefully maybe 14 with Drake May, to transfer the curse, break the curse, get it off the Friars, I'm okay. I think that every Patriots fan that's a Friars fan, obviously, should be okay with that.
This is brutal. I guess it just came out of nowhere. Now I'm like picking two of my favorite teams in front of a public audience. Like,
Mac did drop a bomb.
You don't have to decide right now. I understand, Mike. But, here's the thing.
Obviously, I get more riled up over the Friars. Like, yep. I'm a complete sicko. I don't get as revved up as I used to over the Patriots because we've won so much. But, like, I still care a lot, and it's really hard to win games in the NFL. We saw that the last few years have just sucked. And when the Patriots suck, it just makes, the winter and the fall horrible. Obviously, same thing with the Friars. So I don't know. This is a tough one.
Listen, when like Leb said, you guys may have another 14 years with Drake May. You'll have plenty of more opportunities. But
Mac,
I really don't give a shit about like a specific NFL team. I learned years ago. Well, yeah, Bama for college, but I learned years ago that my fantasy team takes precedent over any NFL team.
I'm having a great fantasy year, by the way. I just want everyone to know that.
I'm shitting the bed. I'm shitting the fucking bed.
I'm having a great year.
Listen, all we need to do is expose this theory, expose the juju for what it is, and then once we have that evidence, then we set up the ploy to get Dawn at Yankee Stadium, and then the juju's pushed over that way.
Fine. I mean,
the Patriots have a decade of success in front of them.
If you had to put a gun to my head, obviously I've seen 6 Super Bowls and I've never seen the Friars go to a Final Four. So obviously I would rather have that. So if you put a gun to my head, I'd rather that. Okay. Is that the answer you were looking for?
Can I ask a question now, Mike?
Yeah.
Is that okay? Okay. Having now heard this theory from Mac, I feel like knowing you, just your psyche, I feel like now you would be deathly afraid to bring Dawn the Duck around like Fenway. Like if like they reached out to you and you were like, "Hey, can we like do a collab?" I feel like you'd be like, "Well, like what if there is a curse?" Like.
Yeah, not now. There's too much. There's too much
away.
Sox, and I know you, Leb. You are a crazy fucking Red Sox fan.
Oh yeah.
I know you want to see this team do good, really bad.
This is the year. But if Dawn the Duck is involved, then I'm nervous too. Like I don't want to. That makes me nervous to think about Dawn going to Fenway. But Dawn, Dawn's also at the strip clubs too. So it's like Dawn.
Think how many BBLs are in the Bronx, man.
But like I said, I could see this theory if they lost the game he was at, they won.
Well, so did the Friars on opening night last year.
That's what I'm saying. The game that Dawn was at. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that supports my case more. Dawn was at the game with the Patriots the other night, and they beat the shit out of the Giants.
Right. But
what ensued?
Right. No. I think what Mac's trying to say is, yes, the vibes initially are, wow, Dawn's so cool. They got a win. Dawn was in the building. and then after that, it just crumbles.
I don't know, man.
Listen, reverse the curse.
We already
I'm
said
just saying
it's Comic-Con.
Yeah, but Comic-Con wasn't the issue last year.
This year it is.
I know, but Mike, this has been a year and a half now of this shit.
Or it could be like I said, it could be the Section 10 bump.
It could be that. Could be that. Yeah, I'm just saying if we see a Patriots decline over the next couple weeks, because listen, let's be real. A couple tough matchups coming up. You got the Bills, you got the Ravens.
Yeah,
could see a little bit of a slide here, and I think that's enough proof to justify my theory.
I'm not sure they're really built for the Super Bowl this year, anyways. Like their record is phenomenal,
Very
right?
good
But
team. Yep.
they're a very good team, but I don't think they're the best team in the NFL. You know, I'm not saying the best team in the NFL always wins the Super Bowl, but I don't think they're the best suited to win the Super Bowl.
I mean, I keep hearing that. I mean, they didn't make the schedule. They get the games that they hold to play. They're winning all of them. They beat Buffalo. That was a tough game. You beat Tampa Bay. That was a tough game. We're dogs at home against Buffalo. Get out of here with that. That's crap.
Yeah, I hear you.
Speaking of the Ravens, though, sorry, Lev. Speaking of the Ravens, while we're on that topic, do you guys know where the GM of the Ravens is from?
GM, what's his name?
Eric DaCosta.
Oh, that's a New England name.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it sounds like he's from Fall River.
No, Taunton, Massachusetts.
There you go. I caught it. That's a Portuguese name, and then he's probably Portuguese because he's from
Taunton's finest, Eric DaCosta, Baltimore Ravens GM.
Rhode Island has a lot of fingerprints in the NFL.
Well, that's Massachusetts.
You're right. Southeastern Mass is just to me.
Our area.
Yeah, it's Rhode Island. Shout out El Marriott.
Another Raven with Massachusetts ties is Pat Ricard, fullback, Spencer, Massachusetts.
Where the hell is Spencer, Massachusetts?
It's like Central Mass, like Worcester County.
Oh, okay.
I think it's like south, like Douglas, Webster, I think. Something around there.
Yeah, like that general.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mac, I was gonna ask you, are you anything going on for you Saturday in the great city of Providence before or after the game?
All right, so boys, I'm in a dilemma now. Friday night, I have a thing I got to go up to in Boston. I'm staying the night up there. The trains that come back into Providence Saturday morning before the noon tip-off are either at 8 a.m., which I may be chronically hungover for, and I believe 10, for which that train wouldn't get to Providence until 11:30, and I would have to like make a beeline for the arena. So I'm either going to be able to sleep in and be in a rush, or wake up super early, possibly be in a living hell on public transportation, but be able to hit the bars beforehand. So,
I mean, I think that's an easy decision if I could just weigh in personally. Yeah. If you're going out in Boston and you do plan on, having a night and you are going to be hungover, I don't think that, because to get to the 10 a.m. train, you still got to be up by like 8:30, dude. Like, you're Ubering there probably to the train station, or you're taking the T, or you're getting a ride. Like, you're still getting up early. I would just bite the bullet, get up even earlier, and just send the train with. There's going to be a ton of Boston dudes on that train going to the PC game.
True.
Yeah, I agree with that. Take a nice walk over to the Amp right from the train, go in, and then you'll have energy for the rest of the day to go out and do whatever.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I think I'm going to bite the bullet. That 6 a.m. alarm is going to suck balls, though.
Yeah, that's going to be brutal. But you know what? Is the 8:30 alarm going to be that much better when you're hungover and you're tired and you're like, I don't know.
Yeah. Fair point. Fair point. Plus, this is like my preseason. The noon tip off. This is the gear up for the fourth Saturday in January.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Gotta get the day drinking juices flowing again before Georgetown.
Definitely. You guys got anything else, or you want to talk a little food or what?
I don't have many food takes right now.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of food. Oh, I made banana bread the other night.
Nice,
Fucking
dude.
banana bread, dude.
Yeah, fucking banana bread at work today, dude.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it was good. I went for like the healthier version. I didn't really use like much sugar at all. I kind of put some like honey in it instead to sweeten it. It wasn't sweet at all. And I think I really screwed that up with no sugar in it. And it was kind of just a little bit bland. So I've been having it in the morning with a cup of mud, and I'll put a little more honey on it with some butter. It's been solid, but I think I gotta put some more sugar in it next time, sweeten it up a bit.
Yeah, I think I think you're headed in the right direction. You're at the gym today. You're going for morning walks. You're
big morning
motion,
walk,
banana bread. I think you're heading. You're getting dialed up for the big conference games. I think that's what we need. And then Thanksgiving, you just all you want to do is just eat, and then Christmas comes around, all you want to do is just eat.
Right.
So.
Got to get the blood pressure down. The team gets my blood pressure up. We got to bring it down. So I've been monitoring that. Just
nice.
trying to be my best self.
Nice.
All right. I need your guys' thoughts on this. It was not an issue, but in my head, I'm like, oh damn, I'm an asshole. Had what was advertised as a potluck on Sunday. Turns out it was like a Friendsgiving type of thing. Buddy texted the group chat. He said, "Oh yeah, just bring everyone just like bring a thing of food and we'll all hang out, watch football or whatever." And I made buffalo chicken dip. Figured it'd be a nice little appetizer. It's football food, whatever. Cool.
Yeah.
Everyone else besides Lil Ol' Mac brought Thanksgiving themed food. So it was turkey, stuffing, mac and cheese, vegetables, cranberry sauce, buffalo chicken dip. Sorry.
I mean,
Awesome.
you had to have. Okay, for one, I agree with Mike because buffalo chicken dip is phenomenal.
Yeah,
and I think that is nice before the meal. But I think you had to have missed the text because if everyone brought something like that made a complete meal, there must have been some coordination of like, all right, you're bringing turkey, you're bringing stuffing, you're bringing mashed potatoes. Like, maybe are you maybe just not in the group chat and you just got like the last second pity invite?
No, I'm I'm definitely in the group chat, but yeah, I don't know. It was also just like very last second. I was like, oh fuck it, yeah, man, I'll bring buffalo chicken dip.
Did they tell you like to bring something else?
No, just nothing specific. It was like, hey man, what are you bringing?
Okay, well I think that's fine then. I mean,
it was not an issue at all. Actually, people loved the buffalo chicken dip. However,
okay,
in my head, I'm like, damn, redheaded stepchild, just fucking ugly duckling over here. Only one without Thanksgiving food. I got in my own head about it. So I had to bring that topic to the pod.
This reminds me. One time I went to a Patriots game with all my friends. This was actually not too long ago. It was 2023. September 2023, and the Patriots got dominated by the Saints. It was a brutal game, but we literally all brought buffalo chicken dip because there was just no communication. There was like 6 different buffalo chicken dips, and we kind of just had like a buffalo chicken dip off. Yeah.
Dip off.
Yeah. It was pretty funny.
Who had the best one?
I think my girlfriend made the best one.
Well said.
The peak said it all.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really my only food related take.
I have one question for you guys here. So I think me and Storm are gonna grab some food after. We always like to try somewhere new. Any recs for us after the game? I want to try something new.
Well, depends on where you're trying to go. I would say, it's December, Christmas time. I would just go over to the hill, have a nice meal on like
Yeah,
Casarinos or something. Like you kind of sometimes you just do for like a little Federal Hill,
you're right.
chicken parm, carbonara, pink vodka, something like just something to kind of get you right, get right week.
Maybe we'll do Angelo's. I love Angelo's, man.
There you go. Yeah.
Maybe we'll do that. I like the train that goes on top, that goes around. That's fun. That's got like a Christmas vibe
Yep.
to it.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, it's going to be a freaking zoo around there after the game, though. Everybody and their mother's going to probably want to go to Fed Hill after that game.
Definitely. Yeah. But you can make a res, probably.
Yeah, should probably get on that.
Yeah. Everyone have fun at the game. I won't be there, but
Gonna miss you.
I was gonna go. I really was. I was gonna go, and then I had my pre-op appointment yesterday, and they were kind of just like, just really don't get sick. And I was just like kind of getting psyched out. And I guess like one of my buddies was like, dude, like everyone's sick right now. And I was like, fuck, I'm just gonna stay home, But
You're the best.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. It sucks to miss the URI game though. I haven't missed the URI game, home or away, in a very, very long time.
Wow.
So, yeah.
And then Max, you haven't missed one in a while, and then Max coming to his first one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Eventually, Lev and I will be at the same PC URI game.
Yeah.
Eventually.
This is gonna be Max debut in the big 234.
234, man. I'm fired up. I can't wait.
There's some heavy hitters there. Crier sits up there sometimes, like not all the time. But yeah, there's a lot of a lot of big names up there, man. A lot of
I've always known, like, even before I met you, I always knew like 234 is like you guys said earlier, the guys with the threes. Like that's that section, the Ed Croswell section.
The Croswell section. Yeah, you could hear it on TV. Every time Ed Croswell scored, they would just chant Croswell.
MVP.
And the MVP. Yeah, that's that. That's what it was. Yeah. All right. Well, you guys got anything else?
Good. Let's beat URI. Let's break the A10 curse.
Beat URI. All set.
Actually, yeah. Before we go, I did want to like publicly give a shout out, because obviously I got to meet Mike, all your Section 10 guys yesterday. I want to give a shout out to Steve Perrault. Super cool guy. Like, he went out of his way to compliment and give like some very sincere words of encouragement to what we're doing over here. And like for a good 10 minutes after the game, while everyone's bullshitting down by the court, it was very, I suck at receiving compliments, but like it was very sincere, and it was kind of gave you reason to believe what we're doing is kind of going in the right direction, and we're moving towards our goal with this whole thing. And yeah, real ass dude. Steve's awesome. Super just salt of the earth guy.
Steve's good shit. He's very genuine. He wouldn't just say that if he didn't believe it. And he mentioned it to me after. He said, I really wish I met Leb, but he was like, I'm really glad I met Mac. And he said, he goes, I really liked Mac. He said, he's exactly how I not expected him to be, but like, he's like, you have this persona of someone when you watch them. And he's like, he's exactly what he is when he's on the podcast.
Oh God.
He enjoyed talking with you. And so that was cool. I'm really glad you got to meet all the guys last night.
I would agree with.
Obviously,
I'm really sad I couldn't. I'm huge fans of them, but I could agree with that, with Steve's assessment of Mac. Just very on brand all the time.
But no, like, I mean, yeah, Tyler was awesome. Like you said, it was a good sport about the whole thing. Jake's the man. Love Jake.
Yeah,
Shout out Jake. Jake's awesome. Yeah.
But like genuinely, I got to my car and I was like, damn, like that was a real ass conversation. Like I genuinely appreciated what Steve had to say about what we're doing, and I really appreciated that. So I just wanted to give Steve a shout out right there.
We'll have to do some Divine Providence content at Fenway this year. Maybe some some sausage reviews, you know.
Yeah,
Do a little
Oh,
something.
street meat.
Tag
We have-
section 10.
we have to. No, he'll appreciate that. And my one last final thought. I want to say shout out Jack Williams, his first collegiate points for the cover.
Yeah.
That was
Insane.
electric. Electric.
2 last-minute covers this year. Phenomenal.
I know. Crazy. Well, at least we get that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got the covers. They
We get the
can't take
covers.
the covers away from us.
Good
Never.
teams
Good
win.
teams win. Great teams cover. Yes, Mac.
We're beating the pit. We are beating the piss out of URI on Saturday,
Yeah,
boys.
I agree. Well said.
Let's go. Let's go. Don't hop off the train just yet.
No.
If you're for some reason an hour and a half into this episode still, and you think the team's in turmoil, don't hop off the fucking train because a 5-0 month, we're right back on track. Let's go beat the piss out of URI, and then we'll reassess the vibes.
Well said.
And then Leb, I gotta send you a Christmas tree or a picture of a Christmas tree so we can replace it with the pumpkin going forward here for the holiday spirit.
Pumpkins got to go, but you know, I didn't want it to be disingenuous. I wanted to leave the pumpkin up until I had a replacement because I don't want to be, you know, a guy with a bare wall. I want it to be a guy that had an outdated wall over a bare wall. So,
Right.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah, totally fair. Maybe this team turns around when the pumpkin goes and the Christmas tree goes. That could be it. Not the duck. Maybe it's the pumpkin.
Yeah, hell yeah. I think maybe we might have something. Hold on, just real quick.
Oh, here we go.
Do we have something? All right, bring it over.
Are we going to get a live decor change?
Yeah, let's go. This season, we're so back. It's a bow.
The changing of the guard right here. This is it.
Where were you? Where were you when the vibes changed?
This is great. Oh man, I just feel weight.
Let's go. Let's go.
Get it up.
For anyone listening on audio, Leb is switching the pumpkin on his wall to a festive bow.
We got a Christmas bow. That bow fucking
Christmas
so
bow.
hard.
Yes.
I'll straighten it out after.
Yeah.
Let's go, dude. We're so back. It's crazy. I literally have chills.
Oh, this is great.
See, like no one can have as much fun as us. 5-4.
Exactly.
Like no one can have
Who
fun.
has it better than us?
Nobody.
That's great.
All right, I think on that note, I think we're good, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right. Peace out. Go Friars.
Go Friars.
Go Friars.